I'm pretty sure that's the one we already have on, so it's at least done manufacturing. We now move. Tour Center is in poor condition. Uh-oh. 420k. Nice. We have $19 million. That's pretty good. But we head now to the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari, the Italian, one of the two Italian races here. We have all these, a difficult race. You are telling me what a wild pit lane that was in Australia. Our regulation about major technical changes for the 2027 season. They encourage greater variety in car design. They propose major aerodynamic changes to the chassis and side pods. Oh my. Oh my. Oh. Those are those are some major changes to the chassis or side pod. What in the heck? Car analysis. Grid average. We are like the best car and everything. Let's go. All right, our chassis actually ain't great, apparently. So maybe that's not a bad thing. Side pods are somehow worse. So we're gonna vote for major side pod. We're gonna vote for major side pod focus overhaul because our chassis is better than our side pods. So we want to drag everyone down with us. Man, those are crazy. Those are some crazy numbers on a lot of things. Wow. Tour Center refurb is complete. Car part research unlocked. Major technical changes are in favor of the chassis. Cool. Who voted against it? Just Williams, Red Bull, and us. Everybody else voted for the chassis focus overhaul. Good. Do we have enough time for like a bit of cheeky research into the chassis? Is that gonna finish in time? My goodness, it's just everything. Finish in 20 days. I think we can spare that. 100k. Get a cheeky research in to the chassis for next season. I think we can manage that. I hope we're doing well. All right, while you're here, meet Canada and Sean. They're big F1 fans as well. You're at the gym. Let's go. Swole Mommy needs to get Muscle Mommy, sorry. Muscle Mommy needs to continue on, and it ain't gonna happen unless we get in that gym and pump that iron. I mean, you're the reason. Race weekend, bang. You're the one that put it on my timeline, so basically this is your fault. And then we'll watch Lando see if he can catch up to Pierre. It's a Haas showdown in Q3. Pierre currently sits on provisional pole as the field gets their final laps underway. Can we usurp the other Haas driver? Pierre does not improve through the first sector, but Lando does. Lando needs to make up a little less than 2/10 on this lap if he wants to put it on the front row as the rest of the field comes through. Bottas jumps Lando Norris as of now. Pierre not improving, but Lando finding all the time apparently. It's looking pretty good. Verstappen not enough, still doesn't even pass Leclerc, where it's all going to come down to this. Pierre does not look like he's going to improve on this lap. He does not. Lando will come and cross the line. Not enough pace. 5.6 hundredths off of Pierre Gasly. It is another Haas front row lockout. Bottas in P3, Leclerc, then Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Russell, Mick, and Ocon round out the top 10. What a finish here in Q3. Pierre Gasly is your pole position sitter. You might as well just put in the max, right? Might as well just put in the max fuel. This is going to be a lot of fun. Another front row lockout. Let's hope this one goes a little better than the last one, that's for sure.
A somewhat overcast day for the drive. The crowd are on their feet.
The crowd are on their feet. The Haas front row lockout is must-see television.
It's
Lights out and away we go here in Imola. Gasly gets a decent start. Lando actually gets a great jump. They've gone side by side so far. It looks like Leclerc has passed Bottas, and Lando Norris on the hard tires actually overtaking the lead from Pierre Gasly on the mediums. What will this mean in the long run? That is a great question. In reality, I should probably... Actually, this is probably fine. Leclerc, I don't think is going to have the pace to keep up with them, which is going to be fascinating because he's going to be already out of DRS on lap 1. Already well outside of DRS on lap 1. We'll bump them both down on ERS now that they hit about 50%, and we'll see how the pace goes here for Lando. If they can hold that 1.1 to 1.2 second gap behind. Actually, I'm just going to bump them both back to deploy. We really want to make sure that we generate that gap behind to Leclerc. That was interesting. Good to go. 1.6 seconds the gap behind, and now Leclerc is going to have to worry about fighting Bottas and Verstappen. Our guys obviously going to have to worry about fighting each other, but at the same time, I told myself no team orders, but I can do is leave Pierre on the faster tire on push fuel, and we'll leave Lando behind. Realistically, the best case scenario that we would have is to have Pierre and Lando swap, and then let Pierre drag Lando forward on the hard tires, kind of like Max did in Jeddah. We'll use Pierre to drag the hard tires further along. Leclerc actually also on the hard tire, so it looks like a bit more of a mixed bag strategy. Those in the bottom half look like they're doing the soft two-stop. Looks like whoever's starting on the medium is likely doing the one-stop, if I had to guess. But we are in a good position. All right, Drive to Survive episode names. Episode 1, The New Dawn. Apparently it is following Charles Leclerc in about Bahrain. Episode 2 is already going to be spicy. It's called Bounce Back, and it's going to follow Mercedes by the looks of it, but it's not going to be the way everyone wanted it to be, because it's going to be about the issues that Mercedes had pretty early on. It's going to be a spicy season of Drive to Survive about Mercedes, likely. Episode 3, Like Father, Like Son, following Mick Schumacher, obviously. It's going to follow the British Grand Prix. Going to be a lot of fun. Also will likely involve the Zhou crash. Going to be very interesting to see how that is portrayed in Drive to Survive. Episode 4, Back to Ferrari, The Matter of Principle. Ferrari struggles, to say the least. Episode 5, Hot Seat, covering Checo's performance in Red Bull leading up to Monaco. Gonna be a very spicy one, I have to imagine. Pardon my French, the tension between Spanish driver Fernando Alonso and French driver Esteban Ocon is highlighted as they come to conflict many times on the track. Gonna follow Alpine in episode 6. Episode 7, Nice Guys finish last. Daniel, oh, this one's gonna be sad. It's the one about Daniel. Episode 8, Alpha Male, Alpha Tauri, about Pierre and Yuki. Episode 9, Over the Limits. Oh, there's gonna be a whole episode about Red Bulls exceeding the cost cap. That's gonna be very spicy. Very, very spicy. Episode 10, the final episode, the end of the road, the 2022 season Abu Dhabi, and highlights the Mercedes as well as obviously touching on Sebastian Vettel's retirement, Mick losing his seat, Daniel losing his seat. Gonna be a sad one. The last episode is going to be a very, very sad one.
Loads of energy.
As it's gonna be rough. Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm assuming there'll likely be some, some mentions of it when he like announced his retirement, and then likely also when I'm assuming the last episode will also be hopefully very heavily centered on Seb. Also, I was not paying attention to this and did not realize Lando lost 2.5 seconds to Pierre while he was charging his ERS. I did not realize that. That's tough. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be, yeah. There's no dedicated episode, which is kind of sad. But I'm hoping that the final episode will be pretty heavy on the Seb talk. I would hope. It's gonna be a good season though. It's gonna be interesting. I'm interested to see. I'm also assuming that they're not going to focus too heavily on the actual like drivers or constructors titles, because except for maybe like outside the very beginning, tons of memes like Vettel opens Instagram page and now everything turns sadly back. Yeah, exactly. Everyone was so excited for about 12 hours when they realized Seb joined Instagram, only to realize exactly what that means. I feel like we kind of really screwed Lando here. He's now 3.5 seconds off of Pierre, who is flying, by the way. Pierre has the pace, but at the same time, we're not really fighting Bottas too hard, although we are still leading. If anything, we're letting Pierre get well far and away from all of this. They put Leclerc and Verstappen on the hards to start. That's going to be a little fascinating to watch over the long run. So far, the gap has been, there's not really been a major gap opening up. So for everyone starting on the mediums, they're going to be re-entering into a lot of traffic unless Pierre can continue to, continue to gap everyone ahead, which you would hope. I burn a little bit of Lando's ERS just to make sure he stops hitting 100, because once you start hitting 100 consistently, I feel like you're just wasting energy. Because if you're bouncing off 100% on charge, that means you're wasting potential charge on amounts you could have been using before. Here's now over 4 seconds up the road. Lovely and jubbly. And not a whole lot going on. Looks like the soft runners are coming in for their first stops. That should spread the field out a little bit. Bottas finally gets around Lando. We're hoping that okay, never mind, Lando's right back past him. I was gonna say we could probably try and use Bottas as a workhorse to try and get dragged along a little bit. Albon running wide. All right, we're gonna drop Pierre's fuel down to standard. We're gonna leave Lando's on push for now.
Race position gained for Mercedes.
Bottas overtakes Lando again. Lando hits him right back. Pretty solid stuff so far.
Haas with an overtake.
Honestly, it's looking like the 2-stop is not the move for everyone down the order. The time to Pierre's already come down by like half a second or so. So not on push is definitely noticeable. It's already now down below 4 seconds.
Mercedes moved up.
That said, Lando is going to be the biggest winner here, likely along with Leclerc, who are going to get to continue on once Pierre and Bottas finally do pit.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
All right, we're looking to box at the end of the next lap, so we can go ahead and bump you up to aggressive push. And box this lap, Pierre. Box this lap. Follow along with Pierre. We're going to deploy. We're going to try and build as much of a gap as we can here right before boxing. Any 10th or so that we can get out of this would be beautiful. Drop you. Oh, just missed. All right, Lando, go on the lad. Where is Pierre gonna come out? Perez and Joe also boxing. Oh, we're gonna come out right behind the big pack. Unfortunate. Actually, we do come out in quite a bit of free air. So in clean air, that is more than okay for me. He'll have some clean air to continue running. Everyone left is Bottas still has to pits. Everyone else is a hard runner and likely are looking at around, you know, the same pit lap that we are. Bottas likely in. Yes, Bottas in. And now it is Lando versus the Red Bulls for the lead as of now. Are we talking safety car or... Attaboy Pierre. Jump Bottas by quite a bit.
Sounds like a few cars have crashed. Let's
Who
take
did
a
it?
Look at the replay.
Who done it? Uh-oh,
Here.
not the Williams. Oh, yeah.
Attack there.
Oh, yeah. Yuki. Uh-oh, Yuki. Oof. The problem was if there was a safety car there, I don't know what we would have done. We would box for mediums and then try and go to softs at the end, likely. I feel like that just makes the most sense. There's a new fastest lap, Pierre and Gasly. Love to see it. Let's see. The first group is still pretty well together. The next car is a Russell. And then Doohan up into the top 6. Love to see it. And then Pierre is kind of running in his own pocket, but that's honestly kind of exactly where we want him to be. He's running, I mean, he's running all over a second faster than Ocon and is running faster than the leaders by far. Leclerc runs a 1:17.6. Pierre this lap runs a 1:17.5. So he's still running faster. Leclerc now ahead of Lando, but again, not the end of the world. It looks like we have the strategy advantage over Red Bull today, as they are both on the hard, either hard to medium or hard to soft one stop. They're actually probably on the hard to soft. So realistically, we could hopefully be on for a good result here. Realistically, we should, unless there's a safety car. If there's a safety car right now, everyone would put on a set of mediums and try and make it to the end, which would be bad. There's enough gaps here that I think we should be able to box into some free space and get some clean air and hopefully take away the advantage of Lando. Definitely should be able to, since he is going to be on the medium as to the old hards of everyone else. Actually, don't push fuel. Let's deploy and see if we can create a bit of separation from the Red Bulls at all. Or if they're just gonna stick around this long. We may also be able to steal fastest lap back depending on how this is going. It is purple first sector. Things you love to see. We have broken DRS to Leclerc behind. Purple second sector, so this is going to be a fastest lap. Love to see that, Lando. Love to see that. Should see it pop right there. Beauty. All right, Pierre has caught up to the DRS train of Doohan. Realistically, we should hop over here and try and see if we can help Pierre wiggle his way past these guys. Honestly, we might charge his ERS for a lap and see if we can just get just survive as long as we can. Lando is doing beautifully, still well on pace for his stop. You run a 1:17.988. Verstappen runs a 1:17.983. Leclerc a 1:18.4. So we still have pretty good pace. Everyone's a 1:18.4, but he is stuck behind Ocon and Doohan and is also harvesting. And bop him back to neutral. Tire check. I mean, we're pretty much on brand. We've held that, that 1 to 1.5 second gap pretty well as of right now. I think as of right now, we would probably rejoin around where Pierre is, if I had to guess, which may not be the worst thing in the world. All right, Lando, let's do it. Box for mediums this lap, Lando. Box for mediums this lap. Gonna wait and make sure that around, we're once again gonna try and get as much of a gap as we can. Make sure we're here to bop things back down. Honestly, a safety car right there would have been perfect.
Oh, they've run wide.
Ricardo running wide. Where's Daniel? Daniel's way down the order. Oh, come on, Pierre. Get your nose in there. Get your nose in. Yup. Alright. Get your nose in again. Alright, we're gone. Attaboy. Alright, now let's catch up.
That sounds like someone's gone wide.
Schumacher running wide. Alright, let's disappear. Here, let's disappear. That was perfect case scenario for that lap. Absolutely perfect case scenario. If we can keep Ocon out of DRS range on this lap, then we will be absolutely flying from here on. Perfect. No DRS for Ocon behind. He's going to be worried about doing. And then everybody above us has yet to box. And we're only 13 seconds behind. Pierre is in fantastic position. Let's go ahead and jump back to the front. I mean, this is where the battle is as of right now. Sainz, Leclerc, and Verstappen all right there. And a Williams as well, who I believe is Yuki. It is. Yuki is getting dragged along by the leaders. Incredible stuff, Yuki. Oh boy. And now, Sainz is defending from Yuki. Leclerc is attacking Verstappen, and Sainz is defending on a lapped car. Wow. What have we come to here? And just like that, Pierre's already pulled 3.5 seconds on those behind. He's running a 1:17.0, and everyone else is in the 1:18s. Oh, this is a beautiful thing. If we can catch George Russell, which is just up the road, we might be able to just kind of sit by him. Honestly, we should probably try and get around him, but we could probably recharge our ERS for a lap or two, get by George, and then box from there. Let me see. Where's the expected strategies? They're 41 to 47 for. So honestly, they're about to box soon anyway. So realistically, we're probably not going to truly catch up to George, because we did run 1.2 seconds a lap faster than Georgie Boy as of right now. So unless he stays out for another few laps, we probably won't see him, because he'll likely box before we would get to him. Lando Where are you? You are just in a train right now. You do have a handful of people who will be boxing soon, but realistically, you need to charge your ERS, not fall off too much, and should be all right. Pierre is having just the race of his life, getting this much clear air to chase after George and the front runners, who likely will be boxing either this lap or the next lap, or maybe the lap after that. They're all on 43 to 46%. So realistically, we'll be seeing it relatively soon. Lap 41. All right, we would expect them to start boxing in the next couple of laps. We're gonna try and use our tires' natural pace over theirs to recharge a bit of ERS. Lando still right there. All right, once these guys start boxing and we're able to make it happen, we'll move over to Lando. Let's all good. I will be here. What was that? Who done it?
Yellow.
Albano crashing on turn 7. Not a safety car, which would have been absolutely worst case scenario for us a million D times over. All right, we have caught up to George Russell. We're charging our ERS. We will bump it back down to neutral. Realistically, we need to be getting by this guy ASAP, which we likely will do.
New race position for Haas.
Honestly, though, if he boxes this lap, then we'll get DRS off of him off the start finish straight, and then we'll be chilling. Not again. Not like this. Signs! Signs crashing! Oh no! Did he hit someone?
That's a crash. Multiple cars, I think.
Who?
Let's
Oh, was
take
it
a
Yuki?
closer look. Let's have another look. Science is the focus here.
Oh no!
There's the
Yuki
collision. It's
in
caused absolute
P20 locks up into the back of Carlos Sainz and sends him clattering into the gravel trap. Oh my, Ferrari fans in the bin. All right, Pierre, we've lost a lot of time. We need to another one? Who done? Oh, Stroll? Who was it?
They've gone wide.
Verstappen running wide. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Verstappen fans. Verstappen in the pits. Verstappen in the pits. All right, now we're flying. All right, we are still well in position to take advantage. Russell and Leclerc still need to box. Lando is 18-ish seconds behind, which is not exactly where we want to be, but at the same time, we're honestly just chilling. We're about to probably set a fastest lap with Pierre, and he's about to retake the lead. Russell also boxes. Perfect. Harvest for an lap, Pierre. Harvest for an lap. Perfect. They also box, and now it's a 1-3 with Lando honestly in the best position here because he is on the mediums for the rest of the way. The problem is that everyone else who just boxed is going to be on used softs, and they're likely going to be flying, but at the same time they have multiple positions to make up and a long way to go from here. All right, we'll bump Pierre back to neutral. He should be able to make it to the end on neutral ERS and not bump into 0, I would hope. But here we go. Lap time check. 3.5 tenths from Norris to Bottas. He has a 5-second gap to make in 17 laps. Is that enough? Yes? No? Maybe? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see what this lap looks like. This will be the first lap where Lando gets truly like big clear air, not having to worry about nothing. Let's see. Gasly runs a 1:16.8. All right, about 4/10 a lap. About 4/10 ish a lap. We could get a little cheeky with a bit of deploy and kind of ensure this a little bit more. Really take advantage of the tires currently strapped to us. At this point, we definitely need to continue to build as much of a gap as we can.
I think someone's run wide.
Albano still running wide, not having a good time. Not having a good time whatsoever. Looks like he is about to be lapped. Last lap we ran a 1:15.6. Verstappen now behind us by 4 seconds. This is going to get very, very spicy by the end of this race with Verstappen behind us on the softs. It might come down to how quickly the softs fall off. It does not look like they're falling off particularly quickly. Lando, you fool!
And that's a lockup.
Are you gonna like get back on the circuit or?
Watch this. We're looking at Lando.
Oh, Lando. Oh my. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate to say the least. The good news is that Verstappen now has to make up a 6-second gap, but the problem is he's already back on the podium. Leclerc's in P5, and we have 13 laps to make up an 8-ish second gap to Leclerc. I'm pretty used mediums as well. Oh my. That's it's not what you want to see. It's not what you want to see at all. I mean, it could have been worse, but at the same time, like, could it have been? Although, another crash? Who done it this time?
We've had a crash.
Leclerc!
Watch this. There's Leclerc.
Uh-oh. Oh, huge lockup. Oh, no. All right, there's one free spot. I mean, we're right on Leclerc. He's going to have to box. So, honestly, all right, never mind. All right, that helps a little bit. We will outscore Red Bull at this point, but definitely not by as much as we should have with this development. All right, now Lando just is in his own world. He'll get a bit of clean air. Used mediums. That's crazy. Yo, Space Nerd, how we doing? Happy Friday. Happy weekend time. How we doing? Good, love to hear it. We're watching both Lando and Charles Leclerc making mistakes, costing their teams good points. It's very exciting. Pierre has run pretty much a perfect race, and Lando, while this is his first like big mistake of the season so far. Haas, these strats. We do love it. You know, we were probably gonna lose out to. He was in P3. We were probably gonna lose the position to Max, who boxed for softs. But the softs would be coming out of turn about right now, so it's a whole thing. Oh, Sainz boxing up. That's another position for our lad. Love to see it. Verstappen's gonna get P2. Not enough time left to catch Pierre in P1, but Verstappen gonna get challenged by Bottas though. This battle actually might be worth watching. We'll watch the final lap of the Verstappen Bottas fight. Oop.
This will be last lap.
Gonna fly. Can Bottas defend? No. Alright, so it looks like Max is gonna get P2 here. What a great result for McLaren, by the way. Perez and Mick in P4 and 5 respectively. In your current save, Bottas is at Williams. Yeah, I've seen that happen a few times. This matchup with Williams has been the same for a little bit. I can't remember who was at Williams before. Bottas left. Alpha wins. He locked up again. Just drive, please, for the love of God, just drive. Verstappen got P2. Oh my God. Attaboy, Pierre.
So let's check the flags.
That's a win for Pierre. That's a P6 for Lando, which probably should have been a P3 or 4 at worst. I don't understand. I don't know. I guess to be fair to him, there's been a lot of mistakes in this race, but that was quite uncharacteristic from the lad. He did, I don't know. But nonetheless,
Well, this weekend,
Pierre. Yo, Spacer, thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate you. To be fair, it's only his, what, 4th race in the Haas car. We just picked him up to pair with Pierre.
this podium is a
Pair with Pierre.
achievement for the whole
But
team.
I don't know. That's a win for the Gas Man. What a crazy race. Lando ends up dropping 4 spots. Max makes a crazy comeback. It helps a lot. It's free, so why not? I totally agree. I follow a lot of people like that. Let's see. Pierre makes up 10 points to Max's 6. Pierre overtakes Lando in the Drivers' Championship, but now Max pulls ahead of Lando and Pierre by 4 points. Gonna go crazy. Let's see this elsewhere. Mick made up 4 spots. Good for him. Checo up 2 spots. Max up 3. Gio Antonio making up 6 spots, finishing in the points. And Zhou Guanyu, double points finish for Alfa Romeo. A no points finish for Ferrari. Danny Rick had a bit of a stumble. Jack doing P12 in that Williams. Bottas dragging that Merc. Esteban Ocon in the bin. Sainz and Leclerc, Ferrari and Red Bull respectively, just in the bin. Zane Maloney with probably his best finish of the season so far. Yuki had an absolute nightmare scenario where he locked up into the back of Carlos though, so maybe not too big of a thing against Ferrari on that one. We put in a good chunk of change into Red Bull. Up now, what is that, 16 points. We're nearing over a 1 full race weekend's gap to everyone else. I'm hoping that the Drivers' Championship will be more competitive than the Constructors, because so far the Constructors is all Haas all the time, but the Drivers is a little more up in the air. But negative 350k, but again, you can't see it. It's right here. 5.5k in the bank. We had looks like one of our sponsor incentives, a lot of its sponsor incentives come through, so good chunk of change in the bank as we head now to Miami.